My name is Jerry Bourquin, and today's date is October 10th, and we're here at Brayford, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and this is for the Hall of Fame activities to be inducted into the Skydivers Hall of Fame. I started in 1958, and a friend of mine, Harry Arter, was one of the first people to be trained by Jacques Estelle, and we were in the same unit together in the 618th Light Equipment Company, Airborne. And he came back to the team, back to the company, and he said, "Jerry, you have to come see what we're doing." And after he harangued me for a while, I told him, I said, "Harry, I'll come up to your meeting just to see what you're talking about." And that was the following night on a Thursday. I went up to observe what was going on. I sat through a safety class and a packing class. I joined the club that night, which is 18th Airborne Corps Parachute Club, and I was jumping that Saturday, and I've never looked back. And just for the time frame, Harry Arter has D20, and I made 200 jumps rather quickly, and my license number is D22. So you can see how I got involved in it, and I just fell in love with it. I want to thank General Stilwell for being the guiding light and the grand originator for the team. Without him, we probably wouldn't exist today. He carried the ball for us, and he, along with Colonel Bill Greaves, were two of the main people that really got the team going. So I want to make sure that it's understood that I want to give full credit to General Stilwell and Colonel Bill Greaves. Along with that, I became one of the members of the original Strack team, and the team was very cohesive, and the people that worked together, everybody pitched in, and we did everything as a team. Nobody outshined anybody else. We shared goods and bads. We learned together. Each taught the other. If we had something that went wrong or didn't work right, we explained it and worked with the other people. And the same, if something went right, we worked together and helped each other learn how to do it right. And in those days, we go back to the body position that we had in the beginning. Was the old French cross with straight arms out to the side and your legs straight. And that's the way we started doing style. And we learned that if you brought your arms in and ended up bringing our legs in, it reduced the wash when we did our turns and made faster turns, and it helped out. Again, we helped each other, and we all learned that together, which increased or reduced the time for style. Along with modifications, we had started with the blank gore and the double L's and the 7 gore double L's, 5 gore double L's, 9 gore modifications for the double L's, and then Lloyd Bryden came up with a TU modification. Along with, just before that, we had double T's and old 1-1 ripstop nylon emergency backpacks that we were working with. So we all learned our rigging of the new chutes and designs, and test jumped our own gear. Along with that, when we traveled, we'd have an advance man go ahead and set up a drop zone and coordinate with the FAA and coordinate with the air guard that was in that town to get an aircraft to jump. We didn't have a budget because we weren't an official organization, so we took turns going up as advance men, coordinating with the city fathers for billeting and restaurants, and we slept under bowling alleys and roller rinks, and On the one we went to, they said, well, it's okay, you're okay under the roller rink, because they quit skating at 11. So we could get some sleep. As far as anything, like I say, we all pitched in and worked together. So personally, I have the pleasure of having been on 4 U.S. teams, 2 world teams, and 2 unofficial world teams in 61, 62, 63, and 64. And in 61 I was the alternate on the team, and in that year we were in France, and I was the alternate, so the alternates jumped in a slot just as though we were actual jumpers, and I would have placed 10th overall at that time, so that I felt that was pretty good as an alternate to step in and do that slot. The team won first place overall at La Ferté-Gaucher, and that was Danny Byard, Dick Fortenberry, Jim Arender, Jim Pearson as the team, and I was pleased to have been a member to go with that. That year, before we left, a gentleman approached us and asked us if we would like to see an invention that he had, and we asked him to introduce himself, and his name was Lemoyne. And it turned out that he asked if we would like to see a demo, and so he took it out, and it looked like a box of rags in the trunk of his 49 Chevy convertible, and he got a little French jumper to put a QAC harness on. He tied a rope onto it, and as we were getting it out of the car, I was standing next to him, and I said, "What is it?" And he said, "It's an ascension chute." And I said, "I beg your pardon?" And he said, "It's an ascension chute." And I said, "What's it for?" And he said, "It's to train French paratroopers how to do PLFs, parachute landing falls, without the use of an airplane." So we stretched it out, and he had me hold one side of it up, and I think it was Danny Byard had the other side. And he towed this little fella up as high as the rope would allow him to go, and he released it and came in and did a PLF. We worked out a deal with him, or Captain Perry did, and we brought or we had him send 2 of the rigs back to the States, and we got Pioneer parachutes. Herm Weber was our rep with Pioneer, and they engineering checked it all out, and found out and designed it, and they sent it back, and the parachute Paracommander was born. So that's where the Paracommander came from. So after that, we just worked on modifications and did our thing with all of our competitions. And when we weren't, as a competition team, when we weren't competing, we put on demonstrations also. In 1961, when we became an official organization, our TD called for 44 enlisted and 7 officers, which included pilots, and we broke into 2 demonstration teams and a competition team. And I stayed on as a competition team leader. And I stayed with the competition until I left in 65 for flight school. In 64, I had the pleasure of, after Dick Fortenberry went to flight school in 64, it gave me a chance to win the style, because he was always better than I was. And I won the style championship in 64 at Alta, Utah at the Nationals. I don't have anything to donate to the museum right now. When I won the, what I probably will do, in 64 I won the first all services meet, Golden Knight, and I will probably donate that to the museum at that time, the trophy. And I appreciate being inducted into the